Unplanned pregnancies are very common. As reported by womenshealth.gov, about 1 in 2 pregnancies are not planned. In some cases, the woman is in a good enough position to handle the pregnancy and take care of the child once it is born. However, this is not always the case. It is hard to know what to do next. Sometimes the father of the child is not very welcome to the idea of being a parent and raising another human being. Many of the unplanned pregnancies happen with couples who are not married and do not plan to be. According to firstthingsfirst.org, almost 40% of births in the United States are to unmarried women. This statistic is from 2007. In 1980, 27 years ago, that rate was only 18.4%. This has doubled in a fairly short period of time. Our teen pregnancy rate is also extremely high. Written on DoSomething.org is that 3 out of 10 American teenage girls will get pregnant at least one time before they are 20 years old. That ends up being nearly 750,000 teen pregnancies a year in the United States alone. More than half of these teen mothers never graduate high school because of this. The United States has one of the highest teen pregnancy rates in the Western industrialized world. These numbers are all too high, but they do not need to be. There are many different options and ways to avoid an unplanned pregnancy, regardless of age or a place that a woman is at in her life. However, once a woman learns that she is with child, she needs to decide what the next best step is. There are basically 3 different options. She can choose to terminate with the pregnancy, which is known as abortion, give the baby up for adoption and let another family raise it, or keep the baby and try to provide the best for it on her own. It seems that if that many are unplanned or to teenage mothers, adoption would be the best answer. Adoption gives parents who want a child and cannot have one on their own a chance to have this experience. Some who adopt do it just because they can afford to, and it helps the child and the world in general. In order to adopt, parents must go through a lengthy and in-depth process. Some of this process is explained on adopt.org. The first step is to look into and learn about adoption. Then select an agency. The third step is to complete a home study. Fourth is to search for a child to adopt. Fifth is to share and exchange info with this child and their agency. Sixth is when you find out that you have been selected for a child to be adopted. Next, you meet and visit with the child. The 8th step is to receive a placement, and the 9th is to finalize the adoption, and lastly, to live as a happy adoptive family. With all of these steps, both the family wishing to adopt and the biological family can get to know one another. Knowing where your child is going and who with is a very important deal. There are 2 different types of adoption, open versus closed. The differences between these are big. Reported by FamilyEducation.com, a confidential adoption is one in which the adopters and birth parents never meet. A semi-open adoption is when the birth parents and adopters only meet a few times and only know each other on a first-name basis. An open adoption is where both sets of parents know one another's full names and may exchange letters and photographs. Most of us, from young ages, think and dream of having a family one day. Many people get to that point in their life and are not able to do so. Adoption is a beneficial way for this dream to become reality. There are so many bonuses involved for both sides in an adoption. The adopters will finally have a child to share their experiences with and love the child as if a part of their whole family. They are able to teach the child right from wrong and grow with them. It gives the parents more of a reason to live their daily life to the fullest. It can also be beneficial to the birth mother. If she is not ready, she can take advantage of this great deal and finish school, work, or work on her goals and future career plans. If she is single and does not have the finances to provide for a child, she can find somebody that does. It is also beneficial to the child. Children need safety, structure, and love. They need 2 parents to be there and love them. Any mother would want these things for her child. Some of the most famous people in today's world were adopted. A few of them are Faith Hill, Steve Jobs, and John Lennon. Look how well they have done for themselves. Who knows what their life would have been like otherwise? Clearly, this is a good option. Parents who wish to adopt would probably do just about anything to make it come true. Wanting something that bad almost guarantees the type of parents they will be. Adoption saves children, not only from abortion, but also from foster care, or a life where they would not have had as much. Every child deserves a safe, happy, and loving life. Both mothers who choose to put their child up for adoption and the parents who adopt the children are selfless, considerate people. This way, no life is lost and only happiness can be gained.